Welcome to my new casa, my new life. It's been wild, crazy to think that it's been a month already since I last saw you. My whole 3D reality has shifted and here I am in my new place. This is crazy. Meet the 90s. This house was built in 1990 and there's definitely some elements that show it, i.e. this beautiful 90s chandelier. Make sure you get a good shot of that puppy. It won't be here long. Let me show you around. This is the entryway into the kitchen. So I really fell in love with this feel. They did update the kitchen, the previous owners, and I thought they nailed it. Immediately when I walked in here, it had a very feminine feel to it and it felt very much like me. The countertops, I don't know why, but it reminds me of horsehair. And I've been having a lot of like horse dreams. I moved into this house with a horse next door. You'll see, he's the coolest, but I just love the countertop. It's very raw and authentic. And then as you move throughout the kitchen, there's a lot of, like I said, feminine accents. I love the gold. The appliances are fantastic. This backsplash is like a daisy mosaic, which I think is just so perfect for me. So I really did fall in love with this space in the kitchen. One thing too, thinking about, you know, big plans here for rebuilding Homegrown Gardens, when I'm at the kitchen doing the dishes or whatnot, right out here in my backyard is where I'm going to rebuild. So I'll take you around out there for sure in a little bit. So in my mind, I can already see it, and I really loved this house because the kitchen faced the back. So I get to enjoy it more often than I would just when I'm outside. So in through here, we have the laundry room. Sometimes I'll look out this window and see the horse. It's seriously my favorite part about this whole house is my neighbor. Yep, there he is. See him hiding in there? We'll go feed him some carrots pretty soon. Coming through here, obviously you can see I haven't really settled in yet. A lot of my furniture doesn't like mesh well here, so I actually have big dreams just to wipe the slate clean, get all new fresh furniture, definitely replace the chandelier. I mean, no offense, each their own, but this like little medieval vibe is not quite mine. So my vision in this space, since it has such like a grand ceiling, I'd like to install beams, you know, like more like rustic wood. I want to bring a little bit more woodsy element into the space. So imagine some A-frame beams going across the ceiling. Taking the brick up to the ceiling is what I want to do. Paint it white maybe. And again, it's all about visual to the garden, right? I always like, this is the main space where most people will be hanging out in if they're not outside. A lot of planning, a lot of plans for you to capture to see it kind of come to life. So, all right, come on in this way. This is the master bedroom where my kitties hang out. There's Kona and Widmer, the two sisters, living their best life. Say hi, Wid. Oh, you love it here, don't you? Yeah, the cats are happy, which makes me happy. So this one's Kona. This one you met in episode 1, whatever you want to call that. She is an intuitive. She's very relaxed, chill, go with the flow. You can like hold her however you want to. She just is along for the ride. Widmer is her sister. These two are sisters. She's a little bit more timid, but she's the love bug. I call her the love bug. And then the other two were my COVID babies. Everybody got pets. I have another 2 cats that are also sisters that needed a home and I didn't want to break them apart. So I have 2 sets of sisters. 4 female cats. A lot of feminine energy in this household. I don't know where they are though. So if you see them, let me know. I have no idea. I feel like the entryway to your house should be really grand and big, and it has the potential here for sure. I actually want to redo this whole 90s, you know, railing here. So imagine something maybe a little bit more modern, but again, with some rustic element to it. I am living out basically in the woods now, so I'd like to pull a little bit more, like I said, that rough woodsy element in here, but also keep it feminine. Little gold accents, things like that. I want to paint the door here olive green, maybe give this entire wall space some interest, some dimension. I want to blast this wall open, and so you can see all the way to the fireplace, out into the garden. All right, let me show you upstairs. What I really enjoy about this space is just the, like I said, the vantage points. There's so many interesting angles to this house. So I think this will be a really cool spot once Well, it's already cool, but it'll be even neater when we get the wood beams in. You can tell how much I really prioritize some of these other rooms. This is just a guest bedroom. So I have this idea, this vision. It's just me and the cats, so I definitely don't need this much space just for myself. But what I'm creating here is more than just a garden space. I have a big network of people through yoga, Reiki, massage, and I would love to create sort of a wellness retreat space. It'll all come together, it'll just be like a beautiful sanctuary space to connect in the garden and have all these kind of extra fun things that have been really powerful for my life with Reiki and energy work and massage. Just be like, well, who doesn't want that in their life, right? So I might see where that goes. This one also will be a guest bedroom. I loved the long driveway as you came in. I envision getting rid of the sod. I am an anti-sod person here, so the less to mow, the better. I'll convert this into kind of a mini vineyard. Like when you roll up, you'll see some grapevines, an orchard, some peach trees, apple trees, get those cooking, pollinator gardens with paths through it. So this whole front lawn will be definitely something to see in a couple years. Here, I'll take you downstairs. Oh, there's another one. Come here, Subi. Come here, Sue Bear. She's a little nervous. She's like, I'm gonna hide behind this snowman. Come here, good girl. Yeah, you're a good girl. I have no idea where her sister hangs out during the day. Hops is like mystical, she's weird. She just appears out of nowhere. I'm like, where have you been all day? I have no idea.
You have a cat story, don't you?
I do have a cat story. Oh my gosh. So the previous owners who were living here had 2 cats, and on moving day for them, the same day for me to move in, we had a little bit of an issue where they couldn't get their cat out of the wall. So leave it to me to buy a house with a cat in the wall. We got her out 5 days later, but she lived here with me when I first moved in, and I'll show you where she hung out at. This tiny little hole in the wall is where this cat retreated into about 6 foot back. Yeah, you need to have a flashlight to even see how far back it goes. I know, it's crazy. I told the owners, I was like, well, this is happening to the perfect person. I have all the things, and I set her up. She would come out at night, eat a little, drink a little, do her business, and go right back into the wall. So I actually got one of those raccoon traps, not to hurt her. So I put the food in this trap, and it took 2 more days, and I came down, it was 7 a.m. one morning, I was like, oh, I caught her. And she was a beautiful Himalayan, super pretty. I'll send you a picture of her. She was so nice. And I was like, Eva, what have you been doing hanging out in the wall? Like, we could have been friends. So that was the first of many adventures here, I'm sure. But in this room, while we're in here, this is a winery, essentially. Well, not a winery. What would you call this? A storage, wine cellar. So I love wine. I love me some vino. Definitely, I'm gonna get back into making my own wine. The previous owner actually, ironically, made his own wine. So where you're standing, he had these big vats. And when I came in to take a tour of the place with him, he was showing me around. He actually gave us like a little sample of wine in this space, and I thought that was the coolest thing. So maybe down the road I can buy some of his wine that he makes because it's really good, and I'll have it at my events. I clearly need more wine. I mean, I thought I had a lot, and then I move in here and I realize, oh no, I need like 1,000 more bottles to fill this up. I'll definitely be doing something really cool with this space. I do know I want to create a cooler bar. It's already piped up for, plumbing and all of that good stuff. A little dated in the 90s, so no big deal. I'm thinking I want to do maybe an L shape, kind of a cooler bar area, put some chairs here, like a high top, we'll see. I don't know. The outside here, it's a dugout foundation that is concreted in, so I need to get creative. This is definitely like something of an opportunity to transform it into something cool. I just don't know what that is yet. All right, well, I think this is it for down here. Lots of fun before stuff. For the horse, the pony, and the donkey. This is my favorite thing. If I'm home, I always try to go outside and befriend the animals. I love feeding animals in all shapes and forms, but especially these guys, they're super cool. So let's go give them their afternoon snack. Oh, I should say too, while we're here, the deck here, I definitely want to do something a little grander. I'm not crazy about all the different things going on here. Maybe like a little, I don't know if this deck wraps around the whole entire house, but definitely over time this deck is gonna get gutted and we'll do something a lot cooler that'll tie into leading out into the garden space area. It's funny, I move into a space that has an existing garden, similar to a lot of my clients, that I would walk into a space and we'd be like, okay, this is a teardown garden, and that's okay. We'll make it something into really big and beautiful and more functional. Of course, this house that I buy has a teardown garden. Again, no shade. I love anybody who gardens. I think it's awesome. But this is definitely gonna get, you know, a little bit of a facelift. Look who's here. This is my favorite part of living here. I'm not sure what to name him. Maybe you have some ideas. Oh, are you hungry? Do you want some carrots? Oh yeah, yeah, is that good? So this one I call Hot Rod. Corbett actually named him, but he has a kind of a crazy look in his eyes when he gets hungry. He's like, gimme, gimme, gimme. Now the donkey, not too interested in carrots. As you can see, he kind of hangs out over there. Look at his crazy eyes. Yes. Oh, you guys are amazing, aren't you? Yeah, they're very awesome animals. I love having them right next door. He goes, give me a carrot. Carrot, is that your name? Oh, Carrot Top. He could be Carrot Top. Yeah, look at this. Look at this crazy beast. Yeah, we need to get your burrs out of your mane, don't we? This was honestly part of the house that really sold me. The first time I drove up and I saw these animals just run out towards me, I felt very much at home. I grew up on a farm in Iowa. I never had a horse, a pony, and a donkey growing up. We had pigs, cattle, chickens, all the classic Iowa animals. So it feels a little bit more like home to have more nature around me, which I'm obsessed with. I am in my element. Like I said, I loved Glen Ellen, where I came from. This takes me back home. You know, just in my heart, I feel a lot more at home here. All right, well, you saw my favorite part here. What you doing, Hot Rod? What you doing, Hot Rod? Chomp, chomp, chomp. All right, got one left. Who gets it? Oh, okay. Sorry, Hot Rod. I'm gonna grow a massive amount of carrots. Like this whole thing, carrot. Just 1,000 carrots for the horses. All right, I'll see you later. So you've seen the coolest thing that exists in this moment. But let me take you back to backyard where all the garden magic's going to happen. So another thing that was really wild about this property, with me thinking in the back of my head, I want to do more events, create a space for larger gatherings, is it already has a parking lot. When you drive in, you could probably fit a dozen cars here easily. And also you could park along the driveway too. So that was something that immediately appealed to me. And then here will be She Shed 2.0. And when I mean 2.0, I mean really like 20.0, because it's going to have all the bells and whistles. Imagine when you roll up, it'll be very Pottery Barn-esque, very cute shed, like my last one, maybe a little different flair to it. There'll probably be some sort of mini gift shop up front. I have a lot of people who pick up plants from me in the spring, so I'm envisioning kind of a front space, a room for people to just bop in, get their Homegrown Gardens gear, their plants, and then, you know, skedaddle and go back to their own garden spaces. And then it'll go this way with the property. It'll be pretty long in the background, and I'm not sure if it's going to be abutted to the shed or it's separate building, but the greenhouse will be long as well. So possibly the shed goes far enough back to where the greenhouse is adjoined right next to it. And then down here in the lawn essentially would be a nice big open space in the middle. That's what I'm envisioning for events, yoga, you know, whatever, maybe tables, garden to table meals out there in the middle of the garden. So the shed will be here, and imagine a balcony area overlooking the garden. I don't know even what yet, in what configuration, but there'll definitely be pathways and boxes outside of it, but maybe this is more open. I'd love to do a bar in the shed where it has a very California feel, indoor outdoor vibe, where the whole wall kind of like folds out, or maybe it's a garage door that opens up, Something really cool where you feel like you're living outside inside. I'd love to hire chefs down the road to cook garden to table meals. Imagine you come to an event, you pick your food that you literally will eat like an hour later, or maybe you learn cooking skills here. I don't even know. I really have the thought process of if you build it, they will come. So that's my mantra. And I'm from Iowa, so field of dreams kind of stuff here, really. Big glass greenhouse here. And I'd like the greenhouse to feel like it's a room in the garden. So you have this area that you're gonna do hanging out in, yoga, whatever. And then imagine a greenhouse you kind of walk into somewhere here, and then you walk out of, and then even back here, there'll be more, like I said, unique, fun garden spaces to play with in the back. I definitely want to keep a lot of the forested area as much as possible. When you come back here, around this guy who just fell, you'll get a sense of what it feels like back here. Some of this has been cleared out and I really love it. The leaves are falling, so it's very foresty. But just like given the space back here, it's pretty magical. I want to keep some of the nicer trees, obviously, and then get rid of some of the ones that are dead, that are falling down, give it a good sprucing. But like this beautiful tree, if you just look up, it's gorgeous. Creating a little bit more manicured of a forest land. And this might be crazy, maybe a fire pit, but I don't want to start this whole place on fire. So if I could get away with like a cool, like real natural fire area out here, I think this is kind of a private, neat little space. Do you hear the woodpecker? Lady, there's lots of dead wood back here. Chop, chop. Speaking about my love of animals, I must have chickens. I'm an Iowa farm girl and I don't have chickens. This is a problem. So over here where these two random chairs are and this structure, that's all gonna go. I'm envisioning a chicken coop area. And when I say chicken coop area, I'm talking like creme de la coupe. You know, I don't know if that's a thing, it should be. Like I'll do a she shed, I'll do a she coop. So my chickens will have like luxury living. They'll have a chicken run, but basically, because I have a 35-foot out to the west from the house, so it's a significant amount, I'll probably clear out a lot of that brush back there and it'll be like its own little chicken area. So those are my plans. The next steps for me would be to bring back a builder I met a couple months ago. I really vibed with him, super nice guy, and I chatted with him. He has an architect that he works with closely. I need to revisit with them to start getting some drawings going. So all of these thoughts in my head can start to be put on paper, and then you can follow the journey as I transform this beautiful blank slate into a dream garden oasis and kind of a little urban farmstead. All right, so thanks for listening, and subscribe here at Homegrown Gardens to follow my journey. Bye. Good?